So thank you, Dean Videka, and thank you, Mary McKay, and thank you, Silvers. It's such an honor to be recognized in this way and to be part of this program with the other honorees. My work is focused on a number of things, but the recognition that hungry kids don't do that well in school. And the kids who lack stable housing will sometimes miss school, and that what's happening outside of school impacts what happens inside of school. And while that seems obvious, it's not reflected in any of our education policies at the federal, state, or even at the local level. Hopefully that will change. Some people use that as an excuse to say, well, because kids are poor, that they can't learn. So I have to also remind them that poverty is not a learning disability. And that being poor in no way means that a child can't learn if we're attentive to the conditions within that school and within the environment where that child lives. That is, we need a more holistic and more integrated approach. And so this award to me is a recognition that that approach makes sense. That this is not simply whistling in the wind, but really a way of recognizing that if we want education to serve as a means to lift people out of poverty, then we're going to have to do something very different than what we're doing now. I say that as a person who has lived it. I'm one of the native New Yorkers, few left in the city. Come from Brownsville, Brooklyn, Tilden houses, and not many of us end up teaching at NYU. But I know from my own example that it's possible to use education to change lives. But we've got to change what we do in education. So I want to thank you, Dean Videka, and I want to thank the Silvers and Mary McKay for this recognition, and just say that this work is, I think, vital to the kind of nation we will become. We have ample evidence that by investing in education, you can break the cycle of poverty. People with more education earn more money. But what we also know is that our schools haven't been organized to do that. That instead our schools are reproducing poverty and inequities. And so we need a different strategy than the one we've been using if we want to lift more people out of poverty. And we have examples that it can be done. So this is within our reach.